TheSmartLocal.com.
Hi everyone, we are going to be interrupting our weekly fun and games with a very special episode of Singaporeans Try. Some of you may have noticed that today's episode is especially long, and that is because we are going to be tackling a topic that's really close to our hearts, and that is mental health. I think it is really important for people in society to realize that it's just as valid to take care of your mental health as it is of your physical health. So why is it that we find it so easy to exercise, to sign ourselves up for marathon, F45 classes, but there's so much shame and difficulty in telling someone that you're working through a rough patch? And everyone has problems. This includes the bubbliest person in your office. This includes the internet personalities that you are so used to watching on our channel. And today, 3 of them are going to be stepping forward and working through these things with the help of a professional therapist.
Oh dear.
From 1 to 10, where do you think your mental health is at right now?
Wow, tough question. I never really put a number to it.
I would say like 8. Yeah, but it's like a long journey. It used to be like 2. There was like a year where 80% of the days I wanted to kill myself. So I always remember 2009 as like the worst year ever, because every single day I was just thinking like, okay, like how am I gonna end my life? But now I'm like happy.
I would say a 5, maybe because there are good days and bad days. And just so happened this few weeks has been on the bad side.
If I have to rate it, I would think a 3. I think it's because there are a lot of issues that I have within me that are like unresolved. And I think partly is because there's a lot of things happening every single day of my life, which is why it's very hard for me to really sit down and think about things. So when I think about things, it becomes very toxic, and then I don't want to feel that way. So I try not to think about it, and it kind of gets postponed like over a period of time.
How do you currently cope with any stress and emotions?
Honestly, for the past 23 years of my life, I've been trying to figure out what is my coping mechanism. And I would say it's not very healthy. So whenever I feel sad, my solution is to turn to unhealthy stuff like drinking, hanging out late, not resting enough.
Number 1 is I try to just sweep it under the mat, and I don't think about it. I just think of it as, oh, this is not important. I don't think I need to think about this. I just avoid thinking about it by distracting myself with other things like being extremely focused at work. Then I try to make myself do things after work so that I don't have time to even think, in a sense where I tire myself out. And then let's say if that doesn't work, then I do have prescription for antidepressants and sleeping pills, and that helps me a little bit here and there.
Hi, please introduce yourself and what do you do as a career?
So I'm Belinda. I'm a counselor and a psychotherapist. I'm also the founder of the Lighthouse Counseling.
What made you want to be a therapist?
This is always the question that I always get asked, because I'm coming from a very different background. So I was in banking and finance industry for quite some time. I've always really liked psychology. I always like to read psychology. I always like to read people sometimes. And to be honest with you, it's a little bit like a dream come true to me, because I've always been wanting to become a therapist myself.
Okay, Jess, now I do know a little bit of the background of what you were trying to tell me, but would you like to share from the beginning?
Yeah, so I think the main issue that I've been facing as of late was my breakup, which happened late last year, December 2018. We have dated for around a year.
A year?
Yeah, so it started in November 2017,
Okay.
all the way to December.
So describe the relationship to me. Was it very smooth all the way until the end, or it has been pretty rocky?
My partner, my ex-partner, as cliche as it may sound, but
Yeah.
she
was the best.
was the love of my life.
Okay.
I would say everything that I wish for in a partner.
Yeah.
So everything was great.
Yeah.
The whole relationship was great, but then there was always this underlying issue that we tried to avoid because we are in a same-sex relationship, so it kind of makes things very difficult.
I can imagine.
Friends-wise, everyone is very accepting. We are very lucky to have that, but family is very tough. I'm so willing to just come out to my family about her. I'll just tell them truthfully, yeah, I'm seeing this girl. That was what I told her, but on the other hand, it was very difficult for her to even have the thought to even come out to her family. I feel very bad for her because when we had an argument about this, deciding like where this whole relationship is heading to, I told her something very mean to her because I wasn't thinking it through.
What did you say?
So I told her that, you see, I'm willing to do so many things for you. I'm willing to give up all the things that is in front of me. But I don't know about you. Why is it that you can't come out to your parents? She was very upset. She told me that, you know what, I don't understand you anymore because I thought that you were the one who knows exactly what I've been going through, because every time when I told you when I go home, I feel this thing, you are the first one that I'll tell. But then for me to say those words, I came to realize that I was a bit selfish. Yeah, every single day is just replaying my head.
And you felt really guilty about this.
And I blame myself. Maybe if I didn't say it, maybe it could buy me more time.
What made you feel every time when you see her?
A mix of emotions, I guess. Like sometimes anger, bitter, sad, disappointed. Yeah.
It sounds like she gave you a really, really big opportunity to learn so much about yourself. Do you agree? What have you learned about yourself?
Before I got together with her, my first relationship molded me into somebody that I was not.
Okay.
I hated that person. So I brought that Jeslene to my second relationship.
Yeah.
Then after that, then I brought the newer version of Jess to the relationship that I was in, the recent one.
Yeah.
I was, in a way, a little bit toxic for her because I don't value alone time. But her, on the other hand, she values alone time a lot. And it's something that I couldn't understand because, like I mentioned, the previous relationship molded me into somebody to think that alone time is not important. Yeah, but given that 10 months for me to like sit down, be alone and think, I value so much more about alone time. Yeah. And it made me grow into a better person, I would say. And as of now, I've straightened up my priorities. Yeah. Relationship used to be one of the biggest things in my life. But as of now, priorities shifted. Career, family is one of the top priorities. Before that, family wasn't.
Okay. Have you ever thought of coming out to your parents, or maybe like talk a little bit, discuss a little bit about this with your parents without being in a relationship?
I have no plans for that. Like, I'm scared. Like, very scared, because I think I kind of know that they know. I feel that they know about me being like that, and it's always been like if I don't mention, they don't talk about it.
Okay.
It just floats away. This topic will just float away. That's the thing. Like, me going home to a place where I know my parents wouldn't accept me is very hard. And for the past 5 years, ever since I came out to my friends, and I came out as bi, I see my home as, how I say, if you could imagine a black hole where there is no light. The moment I go home, I'll just lock myself in a room and I don't talk to anyone. So at that point of time, I had a lot of things going on in my life. I wanted to commit suicide.
This year?
Everything wasn't going great, and I just wanted to. And everything. Thought it was easier.
Let's sink down our thoughts. I mean, like it's a very heavy feeling. I really could imagine how difficult it is, especially this year for you. If you have to start with one person, who would you start to really open up to talk to?
My sister.
Yeah.
If let's say if we were to go out and my sis were to run into her friends on the street and she had to introduce me as her sister.
Take your time. It has been so difficult for you for so many years. Take your time. If you have to breathe and just not think for a while.
Seeing her expression is my biggest fear. Whether to see that she's ashamed of introducing me as a sister, or yeah.
I want us to start thinking about how to move a little bit forward, just inch by inch, even if it has to be like baby step. Before 10 months ago, you had that enormous courage to come out to your parents. And I want you to remember that particular moment, to allow yourself to think that it was possible, and it will be possible. I can't express how proud I am that you are doing this. And always see when things get so rough, try to think that I'm giving myself another day as a new start. How I'm gonna restart this again. We'll walk through it next time, hopefully.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too. Thank you, really.
Hello.
Hey, Zane.
Hi, I am Zane.
Nice to meet you. Have you seen any counselors before? Let's put it this way.
Yep, I have. So I saw a psychiatrist as well as a psychologist. Basically, there was this like super dark moment in my life
Right.
where I didn't see the purpose in living, like in staying on, breathing. So I wanted to end the pain. The process, it's always very familiar. It always starts by me feeling very heavy, and then let's say if I'm in my room, thing is I would imagine the most horrible things, and then my eyes and my vision would just turn red, and I would get so angry with a lot of things that I don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
The only thing that happened to me recently was the fact that I kind of lost who I was, and it was mainly because of what was happening in my life in terms of like my job, social media, the way people view me on screen and off screen. I kind of just lost it in that sense. I was afraid to be vulnerable, to show the world that, hey, I'm also human. So at one point I told myself, no, you're not human, you're a robot. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to go on camera, smile, take nice photos, post it up, and then you're done.
But it's not who we are.
Yeah.
We can't do this every day.
Yeah.
Do you have identifiable people around you, close ones, that you felt like you've always trusted?
Yeah, I do. But that itself got affected because I kind of lost trust in a lot of people that were close to me, and I just cut them off.
Do you feel that there would be a middle step, like a possible way to make them feel less confused?
Actually, to be honest, I don't know. Because there was one time where I made like a few new friends, just two. And then they are all kind of known in the industry. We were just chilling out. And then somebody came up to me and be like, Zaini, why are you trying so hard? Why are you trying so hard why are you trying so hard? And then I got really pissed off because I was like, and then I'm just like, I'm not even trying, dude. Like,
So they were trying to make you feel, or they weren't necessarily trying, but they made you feel that you got close to them because you wanted to get their fame, leverage their fame, and that was not how you intended.
Yeah. I didn't even mean any harm.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
And then like I didn't want people to be close to me because of whatever, but then suddenly I get accused of being close to people for my own personal gain.
That's
I don't,
unfair.
And I don't understand that.
I felt that very strongly because when I step myself in your shoe, I'll be like, I don't even get a chance to even properly let you understand me, let you to get to know more about me. And that's not fair. I don't get a chance to even get asked what my intention is getting close to you. If I may challenge you a little bit and put you outside of this box, would you think that it might possibly feel similar for your friends that got cut off? Can you already feel that there are some people in your mind that you want to reconnect with?
Sorry.
Take your time, really.
Actually, like, I honestly don't regret cutting any ties away.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of like because I feel as a person I am living like a double life.
Yeah.
Like me on screen versus me off screen, and me at home. It's 3 different people. I kind of cut them off because I don't want them to be confused. Like I myself am confused and I don't even know who I am as a person and what kind of friend am I, what kind of
To some extent, you're trying to protect them. To some extent, you're trying to make it easier for everybody as well.
And then the thing is, I do have people telling me like, well, I wish I can be in your shoes, man. Like you have everything, you have this. And I'm just like, do you know me?
Exactly.
It's really sad because I do have really amazing friends, but the thing is like I tend to second guess them and wonder like, when you're nice to me, is it because like of my presence on social media, or you're nice to me because you're my friend? And then the thing is, I feel bad for second guessing them. I feel bad for like even having that thought, and I was like, you know what, it's better not to have any friends. I did try to post something that was really true to what I was feeling at one point. The next day, like people were thinking that I was gonna die or something, and then like there were all these like really heartwarming messages of advice, which I appreciated, but then nobody really asked me why I was feeling that way.
Yeah.
And I just need somebody to just ask me why.
Of course. I would love all of us to start asking people that we really care.
So recently, what I did for myself was I took a break from social media, which was great because I really let go of like whatever that was happening, and I just carry on my life as per normal without Instagram, without looking at what other people are up to, without looking at what people were saying about my photos or comments and stuff like that. It was the fact that I was, maybe it's because people miss me.
I'm sure they do.
I mean, not a lot, but just a few. And then like, I think one of the more refreshing things was the fact that there were still people who stayed on, and they welcomed me back with like just pure happiness and sincerity, which to me I thought was very strange, because during the 1 month I did meet some people like outside, and it was very refreshing because when they met me, they were like, "Hi, are you Zane from TSL?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." But they didn't ask me for a photo, but they asked me, "I hope you're okay."
Yeah.
And it was then I was like, wow, like maybe whatever that I was thinking in my head is not true, because not everyone is like out there for their own self-gain. There are true people out there.
Yeah.
It's just that I didn't know where to look.
What you need to do in the next chapter is to accumulate these real people who care for you. And essentially you're gonna build that solid base of followers. And that's gonna make you feel safe. Give second chances to yourself. Give second chances to people as well. For example, maybe there are people that you really cared as well, but you didn't have a chance. You didn't give them a chance to explain themselves. You didn't give a chance for your own self to understand what was really going on either.
But how do I go about doing that?
Well, second chance is to take that risk and give a second chance to be a different personality. And that personality is really you, by the way. Not to act like a different personality because you're done with the acting.
Yeah.
You're done with the acting. It was so tiring. You will collapse if you're gonna be that person for the rest of your life, and it's not gonna work.
I think what I worry about is that will I regret giving the second chances to people?
What might make you regret?
Because like I think when I was younger I trusted a lot of people, and then I would give chances here and there, but it was the close people that made me want to die.
So there is a long-term goal for yourself, which is gonna have to start thinking about how to get out of your comfort zone and to think about that and not to fear. There's no need to fear because right now you're doing an amazing thing of making that amazing one step. And this is the beginning of it, really. And I honestly want to see it. I really, truly, like this is personal comments here. I want to see it. And hopefully one day you're really telling me that, okay, there's still a lot of room to grow, but I've gone through that bottleneck already. I passed through it already. It's so relieving to be able to get out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
I really want to see that day, really.
Hello.
Hi, Renee.
Yes,
right?
hi. Nice
I'm
to
Belinda.
meet you.
What kind of issues that you would like to bring about today?
I think as of the past year,
Yeah.
ever since I started working full-time last September, I feel like I'm not that familiar with how to cope with work stress.
Yeah.
Now that I'm actually in my dream job and everything that I do at work I love and I'm very passionate about, I feel like it's kind of like a curse that a lot of people say that I'm very much a perfectionist to the point where I really, really stress myself out and I take things like very personally. And the worst thing is it doesn't just end when work ends. I'll like bring it home with me and just keep stressing about it.
How long have you been doing this?
I recently passed like my 1-year anniversary actually, so
Cool, okay.
yeah.
Good job. I mean, like, so how would you compare yourself right now about your quality of your work compared to, let's say, a year ago?
The first month that I started working, it was actually crazy because every single comment would make me feel like, oh, okay, that's it, I shouldn't even be doing this job, I suck. Even though it's like just a tiny like error, it was serious enough to have like, you know, my supervisors and higher ups speak to me about it because it reached a point where it was severely affecting my emotions at work.
Other than that, did your supervisor actually mention anything else? Did your supervisor suggest you to do anything else?
Yeah, okay, so basically when I had my 1-year talk, I feel like the bulk of the talk was my supervisor telling me how I should take things easy.
Okay.
And then he says like, there's really no need for that, like whatever it is, just be a little bit more balanced. And it's funny that he pointed that out because even before I started working, my dad said the exact same thing about me.
What was the trigger? What was the reason? What was the moment when you felt like, oh wow, this moment I'm feeling that intense stress again?
I think like a big trigger for work stress for me is not knowing what the feedback is about. One night on a Sunday night, I was about to go to bed and then I received a notification through my work email from regarding an assignment that I was doing. And in my mind I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna tell me that they hated it and that they want it to be completely redone and that I suck. And then I told myself I won't read it until tomorrow. So I went to lie down in bed and I was up thinking about it for like 2 hours. And then in the end I got so like fed up with myself. I was like, you know what is the worst that the person could say? So I opened it up and then turns out the email just said, it's good to go, you can publish it.
For the comments and all that, is there any possible way to actually switch them all off?
Oh, I switched it off already because I was so like...
You're so
It was
disturbed
so
by it.
ridiculous how...
I know.
And also, I think the number scares me, but what I learned is that the number doesn't correlate to the severity of my...
And probably not even relate to you.
Mm-hmm.
So like the result was you traumatized yourself for 12 hours long.
Let's put in another perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if you never prepared yourself and then you wait until the last minute, and then let's say it really came out badly. It really just came out negatively, and then you really had a hard time accepting that I've not done well in the end. So probably from there on you would get like 1 hour of bad feeling versus 12 hours of bad feeling.
I don't know why I'm like this, but like I can see the obvious differences.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would still go back to like the 12-hour one.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to it. Like my whole life, ever since I was a kid, I feel like I have to worry about things.
So you actually pointed out the very, very right word to describe this is you are so used to it. The first thing I think you did it really well is the fact that you switched off all the email notifications.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's great. How it works is like when it comes to a moment when you start thinking that, oh wow, today it's gonna suck, because it happens every morning, right? Almost like that.
Yeah.
When you start thinking that, oh, today it's gonna suck, raise self-awareness.
Okay.
What is raising self-awareness? It's like being aware that you start telling yourself the same thing again.
Yeah.
So at that very moment, stop. Just stop yourself. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
But because you were so used to not doing that. And the other thing is, let's say, put work aside. Yeah. In a magical way, I know we can't really put work aside, but magically let's put work aside. What kind of things that you wish you could put more time at?
I feel like the reason why I place so much emphasis on work is because it was like the thing that saved me when I went through my breakup.
Okay.
Because my first and only serious relationship ended shortly after I started work. And I kept telling myself, this is like the perfect timing because now I can throw myself completely into my work. I've moved on from him, but I feel like it's still a little bit strange because when I was in a relationship, I sort of had more structure in my free time, whereby I feel like if I'm ever bored, there's somebody I can find company with.
Yeah.
I actually like would request for work shoots that take place over the weekend or on public holidays because especially when the breakup was fresh, I felt like it was very painful to know that weekends and public holidays are the times where couples are like, okay, great, we get to spend time together. It's gotten a lot more normal, like, okay, I can like spend time by myself, and in fact I quite enjoy it.
What did you enjoy about like starting to enjoy having me time?
I think like I let go of a lot of the way that I felt like I had to behave when I was still in a relationship. And even like for work, I feel like there were a lot of opportunities I would have passed up if I was still with him.
Yeah.
But it's like on the grand scheme of things, I know that these opportunities are like what's best for me. So when I think about it, I feel like I would have turned down those opportunities if I was still with him, just to like make him happy, and because we did love each other. And the reason why I place my career so highly is because it's not something that will turn on me one day and be like, okay, I don't love you anymore, I don't want to be with you anymore. It's like everything is up to myself.
I want to say you've really earned it. These efforts that you paid for, you've earned it. It's nice to identify what you like to do, and I can't stress enough the fact that work is not your whole life. It's not my whole life either. It's part of our very important life, but it's not all we need to care about. Give yourself room. Some room for possibilities to happen.
Yeah.
Same goes to all these minuscule daily tasks every day. Let that happen. It's not gonna affect your job. It really isn't, because it really hasn't. And it's nice to be able to actually resume back to your social life, and hopefully that you'll be able to get back into maybe meeting people, getting back into a relationship. I don't know if you're dating, but putting a little bit more time on the other things, because that makes a good structure. That makes a good balanced structure to your life. Try and see how it works. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Renee. I really appreciate this, really.
So how was the experience?
It met my expectations and more, because I went into it thinking that, I was gonna talk about like my feelings and how my 1-year journey of being like fully employed was like. I feel like I went into details that I wouldn't necessarily tell like a friend or like a family member, because it was very, very deep, to the point where if I talked to somebody about it, they would be like, oh my god, chill. I felt that she really, like, she heard what I was saying, and she gave me like a very like tailored toolkit to sort of manage my own emotions without explicitly saying like, okay, like when this happens, then blah blah.
I think it was very interesting, mainly because this was somebody that I have not met before, and it is very different from the people that I usually talk to when it comes to my treatment. I think what she did was more so allow me to open up about the things that I was feeling on the inside. The way that she was listening to me, that was something that I really appreciated, and this is honestly like one of my most memorable milestones working in TSL.
The experience was a bit overwhelming, I would say. You don't expect to go to a therapy with all the cameras looking at you. So that's a bit daunting on me. It's quite scary because I'm telling thousands of viewers my story, but she makes it very comfortable. I don't know why, but I cried so much. I didn't realize that I needed that much of a release until she came. We are trying not to advocate that after going for one session, right, it will make you a better person. I feel that there is some sort of effort that you have to put in. That's the reason why I realized that sure, there are good days and bad days, but on the bad days, I have to put in the effort to kick away like the negative thoughts and be positive.
Do you think there is a misconception of people going for therapy?
Yes, because like I think the misconception is the reason why I waited so long to seek help when I was a teenager, even though I badly needed it. There's this like association that if you have mental health issues, that means you're like crazy. And even the phrase itself, like mental health, it just makes people go like, oh, okay, what's wrong with you? And then I feel like in this day and age, it's really impossible for somebody to navigate life without feeling anxious or depressed at least once in their life. So I feel like there's no need to tiptoe around it and be like, oh, okay, I'm super happy with everything in my life. I don't allow myself to feel negative emotions.
I think there is a misconception of people going for therapy, because when people think of, like when I say to people, oh yeah, I'm going for therapy, it almost identifies as though there is something wrong with me or something wrong with a part of me that needs to be fixed. But I think that conception has to go away, because when people actually want to go for therapy, it means that they want to make themselves better, and it means that they want to talk to someone who is qualified to give them the tools that they need to actually improve themselves as a person and get out from the state that they're in. And it's not supposed to be a bad thing at all. It is like going to a doctor when you have a flu.
I think it's very similar to how Pink Dot started like many years back. I think 10 years back. We started off with a very, very small community. But then after 10 years, you can see how accepting the whole community is. I think this misconception of going therapy is exactly the same. Someone has to start it, and that's why we are doing it. And I foresee this, us breaking down boundaries and getting rid of this kind of misconception, right? It's gonna be a very long and tiring journey, but it's worth it.
Thank you for watching this episode of Singaporeans Try. If any of the conversations have resonated with you, I hope it's managed to make you feel less alone. And if you have considered going for therapy but you feel some sense of inertia because you feel a little bit shy, you don't really want to open up to a stranger to start off with. So to find out more, you can just check out the description box down below.